Welcome.
Your Excellencies, welcome to Utro Village in Kayoro Sub-County, Tororo County, Tororo District. Utro, we want to thank you for hosting us. And Your Excellencies, before we invite the chairman of the DevKey group of companies, allow us to request our technical team to run a short intro video as we invite the chairman, Dr. Narendra Rabal, to come and make his remarks. Technical team.
Group of companies is a name synonymous with industrialization, job creation, community empowerment, and national development. It is a name that has become a pillar in Kenya's journey towards self-sufficiency and prosperity. The DevKey group of companies is one of the country's most tax-compliant industrial players.
We were paying maybe 2 million or 5 million shillings 40 years ago in a year. Today I pay 2 billion shillings every month to Kenyan government in the several and various taxes. We pay more than 1 billion shillings to Kenyan Power because we use electricity and we generate the power for ourselves also. But still we pay about 1 billion shillings and we will be paying more in the future. Our taxes will grow instead of 2 billion per month, that is 24 billion in a year, it will go to 3 billion once we expand.
When we have a big brother like Semtech, it will help the county to, fast track certain developments that can be done by an industry like Semtech.
If profit is the reward of business, DevKey Group believes in sharing that reward generously. In fact, 50% of all company profit are channeled back into charitable causes. The school feeding program, for instance, is now feeding over 18,000 children every single day. For these children, a warm meal is more than just food. It is motivation, it is attendance, it's fuel for learning and dreaming. In addition, DevKey Group is strongly environment conscious. In Ruiru, DevKey Group operates the largest rooftop solar power installations in East Africa, a bold step towards sustainable, clean energy for industrial use.
We are also concerned about the environment. If you go to all the factories, you will find a lot of tree planting. You will find a lot of water, natural lake, which we make so that we conserve the water which comes under the rainfall. Dreaming is free. People should work towards a dream until it is actualized, and that is what I do, and I did it, and that is the secret.
Our vision is to make Rwanda self-reliant into the cement. Currently we are on the expansion drive. We are increasing our capacity to fulfill the future demand, as well as we want to reduce the trade deficit by supplying the quality cement which has been imported from the out of country, by exporting the same to the neighboring country.
Simerwa tanga kazi n'abaturaniye uruganda rwa Simerwa. Simerwa yabahaye amazi meza, hari n'imihanda iri hafi ya Simerwa agiye idufasha gutunganya bagashyiramo laterite. Hari n'agasoko gaturaniye uruganda kubatswe n'uruganda rwa Simerwa kugira ngo abaturage bajye babona aho bahahira batagiye kure ku buryo abaturage babyishimira.
Today, Simerwa's philanthropic endeavors are functional and relatable, including the construction of a school, a health clinic, and a tailoring workshop, providing essential services and opportunities for education and economic empowerment.
Simerwa tekeza ku batayeri bataragera icyo bigezaho, iduhuriza hamwe. Yaduhaye inzu, iduhereza amazi, iduhereza umuriro, kugeza amagingo yangaya rwose. Turi abatayeri bafashije kandi bakora umurimo neza, tuzi icyo tuzi gukora kandi twiteje imbere.
National Cement Company Uganda, a member of the Deviki Group, was established in 2018 with its Simba Cement factory strategically located in Tororo, eastern Uganda.
Before Simba Cement came into the market, we had very few suppliers. We would have very, very big scarcity where prices would shoot and availability became a problem.
The prices were really high, but when Simba Cement came into the market, the price went down.
I did promise to His Excellency the President Museveni that we will make sure that the price of the cement is affordable in the country for the development. We put up a cement plant in Tororo and we brought down the price from 45,000 Uganda shilling to 25,000 Uganda shilling today. Because our main intention of the Deviki Group of Company is not profit, but also affordability and the quality.
The National Cement Company, Simba Cement in particular, has contributed a lot to the down price of cement in the country. And I think that has elevated business in all parts of the country.
In Tororo, Simba Cement has launched impactful corporate social responsibility programs, investing in education, clean water, and infrastructure, ensuring that communities grow alongside industry.
This factory has helped us. The community can now work and get money instead of going to stay.
Simba Cement has also redefined Uganda's cement market by breaking cycles of scarcity, reducing costs, and ensuring reliable availability.
Some years back, Uganda was a net importer. Now, we are a net exporter of cement. Last year, we earned $88 million from export of cement to the region. The Simba has come in as a significant investor, producing, sell, and then pay a number of taxes which comes to government, and this is the revenue we use to create other opportunities.
This company has done so great for me. I managed to put some structure for my mother. I managed to acquire land. It has made me able to support my family, my children. I'm educating them. It is a blessing to me.
And that was my dream. I am here only for Kenyan, Ugandan, and Rwandans, that their children get the job. And for that, whatever needs to be done, I will do it.
We are keen, as the government of Uganda, to continue supporting the private sector to invest for purposes of value addition, to ensure that the downstream industries are growing, to benefit not only the private sector, but also the people of Uganda.
We want to strike a balance between foreign investment and local development. And Deviki Group is one of those companies that has been effortlessly able to make us achieve that.
Together with Kenya and Rwanda, Uganda's story forms part of a broader East African journey. Through industrial strengths, bold investments, and social transformation, the Deviki Group is not only producing cement and steel, it is cementing the future of East Africa. Among these projects, Uganda's centerpiece is the upcoming blast furnace in Tororo, an investment of over $500 million US, equivalent to 2 trillion Ugandan shillings. Once completed, it will stand as the largest steel plant in the region. Alongside the Mbarara cement grinding units, the blast furnace will establish Uganda as a key hub of the East Africa's industrial revolution. Together, these projects are expected to save the country nearly $400 million US annually in foreign exchange. Regionally, they will improve East Africa's trade balance by over $1 billion US every year by reducing dependence on imported cement and steel and strengthening industrial independence. In the next 2 years, Devki Group will have invested $443 million in Kenya, $510 million in Uganda, and $190 million in Rwanda, amounting to a total of $1.1 billion across East Africa. Currently, the Devki Group employs 14,600 people in Kenya, 1,900 people in Uganda, and 1,500 people in Rwanda, totaling 18,000 people across East Africa. In the next 2 years, employment is projected to grow to 21,000 people in Kenya, 16,900 people in Uganda, and 3,100 people in Rwanda, reaching 41,000 direct employees across the region.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for the Devki Group of companies. Can we warmly appreciate them? As we invite the chairman here, he will be coming here. Chairman, we want you here.
As the chairman makes his way, allow me to recognize the religious leaders, Bishop Voge Egesa, Bishop of Buketi Diocese, the District Skadi Tororo, the Bishop Oluko, Bishop Amos Emoid, Pastor Annette Chimboa, and Chairperson of Pastors, Elders, and Fellows. Chairman is almost here, so let me recognize Your Excellencies, Chairperson of the National Organizing Committee for this event, Ms. Hope Nyakairu, the Undersecretary for State House. She was supported by the team from State House, Office of the President, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Minister of Trade, Minister of Finance, the security forces including SFC, UPDF, UPF. We also have Minister of Health, and of course, the local government led by Chairman Mr. John Oluka. Thank you so much.
Asante sana. His Excellency, the President of Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, His Excellency, the President of Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Honorable Minister of Uganda and Kenya, Governors, Presidents, Area MP, Members of Parliament, local governments, leaders, diplomats present, my customers, bankers, suppliers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Wananchi kwa jumla, yoga kere, yoga kere, bado sikia sauti, yoga kere. Asante. Imuria kolyai, imuria kolyai. Asante sana. Good afternoon. I think it is good morning. Today is the historic day not only for the Uganda, but it is for East Africa. After the long-waited and due continuous support and advice from His Excellency the President Museveni, I have decided to put this project in Tororo. His Excellency the President Museveni, his knowledge is much younger than any 30 years old boy. When I have done the engineering, I discuss with him, I have many answers which I don't have, he has it. You Ugandans are blessed to have such Mzee with you who cares for each and every Ugandan population. He is not the leader of Uganda, he is the leader of Africa. Asante sana, Your Excellency. Your Excellency persistently encouraged me to put this project here. His vision for the country to creating the job and discouraging the importation of the steel into the Uganda. We have to be patriotic of our country and use the steel or any item manufactured in our country. Sir, currently Uganda is importing over $500 million steel per year. This project will reduce the trade deficit of Uganda by over $1 billion by not importing the steel which is currently imported, and also the exporting over $400 million per annum the steel from Uganda to the neighboring countries. The steel which will be produced here, which will be under the blast furnace technology, the top and the best technology of the world. There is no better technology have come till today to produce the quality steel in the world. Sir, this project is many benefits. First is the jobs for Ugandans, which you always have advised me that we would like to put the industry which will employ my people and give them the security of the job. The project will directly employ 15,000 Ugandans. I want to promise one more. In this factory, we will have over 5,000 Tororo people will be working, and I promise 90% job will be provided to the local community. Imuria Kolyai! Imuria Kolyai! Aha, Sansana. Also the taxes, what we will be generating will be the huge amount we'll be paying to the government for the government to benefit. CSR, also we have a feeding programs in the schools in Kenya and in Rwanda. We also have extra classes we build for the schools. We start school bursary for the student who need for the higher education. It may, and many more CSR activity we do, which I don't want to advertise here. Sir, the investment over $500 here in Tororo and $70 million in Barara for the cement factory is not the small amount, but it is only we are doing because of your encouragement and the support and the confidence what is given by the Ugandan government to me. It will increase the investment by other investors also in the country. In Kabale, as you had wished to put one project, we have decided also to put one project there for $150 million, where we will be refining our iron ore and bring it to Tororo. So both the community is happy. In Tororo, we have to request that if we get 150 acre land and 15 megawatt power connection, within 2 months we will start the construction. 1,600 people of Tororo, of Kabale will get the job there. Also, I am very happy to confirm in front of everybody that His Excellency assured me that once this country has started production, this company has started the production of the steel, he will not put the duty, but he will ban importation. We would like to make sure that we use our steel for the infrastructure which is made for our soil. Importing the steel is importing anything is importing the poverty. We are exporting our jobs. Why we are putting the duties and the levies on the importation is to protect the job of our children. And if we do not support, or if any government do not support the local industry, it will be denying the job for the citizen of that country. Import is not going to be healthy, and that is why I respect in some way President Trump, who has put 150% duty on any importation of the steel just to secure the jobs for his people. And their unemployment percentage is 4%. We have 50%. We have to put more duties, more levies. It is a bitter truth, but it is only the way for any country to progress and reduce the unemployment and the problem of Gen Zs. I would like to appreciate the Managing Director of Kenya Railway and Uganda Railway. The both is working together to put the railway line connecting to this factory. We will need the blessings from His Excellency, the President Museveni, to allow them and to bless them to make the railway. So from here, we can export up to Mombasa port and out for the steel which is made in Tororo. At this juncture, there's a lot of a problem. To put up so many factories, even to talk is difficult, and there is a lot of problem. People get problems, but we come through it with the blessings of God. Somebody asked me, why your telephone screen you have put your wife's photo? Your Excellency, they told me that you love your wife so much. I think she is not come, so I can tell you. I said, no, let me tell you the truth. Whenever I have problem to put up the industry, I see this photo and I tell myself, if I can handle this, I can handle anything. This is just my experience. I will appreciate the support, what is given to me. But now I would like to say a few words about our beloved President of Kenya. At this juncture, His Excellency, the President William Samoei Ruto, who has come all the way from Kenya to bless this project. Actually, he is more East African than only the Kenyan. He loves the people. The person who brings the change is the leader. And it is a bitter truth, but he brought so many changes in Kenya, which no president in the past could do. But he said, I will do it because I want to do it for my people. I don't mind whether it will be liked or not, but I must look after of my citizen who is less fortunate. I don't want to say much, but I must say he has kept our currency for the longest period stable, and that gives the confidence on the business, and that is called the leadership. The inflation in Kenya was over 9%, 10%. It has come down to 4% today. It is not a magic. A leader is not expert in everything, but he hires the experts and take the correct decision at the correct time. I salute him because foreign direct investment in the country have tripled in 3 years' time. Your Excellency, congratulations. Again, I will repeat, although Constitution doesn't allow, but I will say you should be there for 20 years. Because we would like, I know last time when I said, Likwana pigwa sana, lakini, if you want to remove the unemployment in the country, we need this force and put the things in order in the country. Housing. People were living and is living in shanties. The first person will notice that my people are living in the shanties and I live in a good house, I want to give them the decent housing. That is the President William Ruto has started. It is a bitter truth, everybody is paying, but people will be getting a better housing, decent housing, because binadamu ni binadamu, natanglezwa na hiyo same Mungu ile natangleza mimi na wewe, si ndio? Lazima na kwa aina moja maisha nataka kwa sawa kila watu. Universal health. He has changed the health because people were dying because of the flu. Anything you start, even we start the industry, cannot be stabilized for at least a year or two. He started universal health, and it has some problems, it is having, but it is normalizing, and people are getting the treatment of any kind of disease or the medical assistance. Roads, thousands of kilometer roads he has made. Many more achievements, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for doing what you are doing also for the Kenya, and His Excellency the President Museveni, what you are doing for this country, Uganda. We need you both. We need you all for the betterment of the country. Before I conclude, I extend my deepest appreciation to the government of Uganda and the business community, bankers, suppliers, customers, invited guests, also everybody have come from Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda, and overseas from the other international countries. I don't want to say by name because it will take a lot of time, but thank you very much for coming and attending me. Imuri yako liye! I hope everybody have eaten and got the food. Very good. MP nasema weka huko so tachukua saa ile naenda. I will request, I wish and I pray to God that the NRM party, NRM family gets the landslide victory in upcoming election. Asante sana. Yalama noi noi. Yalama noi noi. Asante sana. Thank you. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we warmly appreciate the chairman of the Devki Group of Companies, Dr. Narendra Raval. Thank you so much for your statement. Before we invite the Honorable Minister, Your Excellencies, we want to mention that this is truly an East African landmark project, and we are broadcasting live in Uganda and in Kenya on Uganda Broadcasting Corporation and on Citizen Television. We want to welcome our television audiences here in Uganda and the television audiences in the Republic of Kenya. Karibu sana. As Dr. Lizo invites the Honorable Minister, I just wanted Your Excellencies to mention we have a delegation from Busia. Can the delegation from Busia led by Ambassador Nekesa please stand? The delegation from Busia that is visiting, the delegation. Watu wa Busia muko wapi? Aya, asante sana. Doctor.
Thank you so much, Your Excellencies. I would now like to take the opportunity and honor to invite the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Honorable Dr. Canon Ruth Nankabira, to speak to us. She will also recognize her colleagues. Honorable Minister, from here on, we're handing over to you to handle the rest of it. We shall be right behind you.
General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, the Right Honorable First Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, who is also the Minister of East African Affairs, and woman Member of Parliament for Kamuli District. My colleagues, ministers from Kenya, and your entire delegation, my colleagues, ministers from Uganda, my colleagues, members of parliament, our religious leaders, our cultural leaders, permanent secretary, our chairman of David Group of Companies, the resident district commissioners, and all the local leaders present, Tororo district, which is hosting us, and all of you people of God. Allow me, first of all, recognize the presence of the following ministers. I've mentioned the Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, Honorable Obos, who is the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Fiona Nyamtoro, my Minister of State for Mineral Development, Honorable Evelyn Anite, Minister of State for Investment, Honorable Magode Ikuya, Minister of State for East African Affairs, Honorable Fred Gume, Minister of State for Cooperatives, coming from the Minister of Trade, Honorable Nambozo, Minister of State for Karamoja, and Honorable Okasai Sidronius Opolot, Minister of State for Energy. Thank you for coming, and it is my distinct honor to address you, Your Excellencies, on this historic occasion of the groundbreaking ceremony of the David Iron and Steel Plant here in Tororo District. This is a landmark. It's a very historical event in Uganda's industrialization journey and significant milestone in the implementation of the government strategy on the mineral value addition, guided by the government's tenfold growth strategy, our National Development Plan 4, the National Industrial Policy, and our Vision 2040, that, among others, seek to convert these raw resources into manufactured goods, to create jobs, and foster sustainable economic growth, of course coming with technology transfer to the people of Uganda. Your Excellencies, the goal of my Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development is to achieve mineral-based industrialization, realizing value from petroleum resources and expand access to electricity and clean energy. And to achieve the goal, we have formulated policies and we have put in place a robust legal and regulatory framework, including the Mining and Minerals Act of 2022, the Mining and Minerals Licensing Regulations of 2023, and the Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining Regulations of 2025 to guide the development of the Uganda's mineral sector. Under your visionary leadership, Your Excellency, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development signed a mineral development agreement with Devik Steel Mills Uganda Limited and the National Cement Company. This was done on the 2nd of April, 2025. This agreement represents a shared commitment between Uganda and Kenya in the development of a regional iron and steel industry, which is anchored on principles of value addition, job creation, and sustainable resource utilization. This, in addition to other regional projects that include the East African Pipeline and the natural gas pipeline that are being jointly developed with Tanzania, the extension of the refined products pipeline from Kenya to Kampala, which will eventually go up to Kigali in Rwanda. This partnership is testament to the strides being made to strengthen the East African Community Region cooperation through trade and commercial diplomacy. At this juncture, allow me to take this opportunity to appreciate His Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, for your support, sir. And I would like to thank the Cabinet Secretary, my counterpart, James Opio Wadai. I'm just coming from Kenya, where we had strong discussions rotating around these projects that I have mentioned. But your word has been heard, and this Cabinet Secretary and the entire team are making sure that we implement your vision, Your Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, and Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Asante sana. Thank you so much for making us comfortable when we come to do work in Kenya. Your Excellencies, the history of iron ore in Uganda is deeply tied to its good geological environment and the development of its mining potential over the years. Uganda's iron and ore industry holds immense potential for economic transformation. From 30 million tons of high-grade iron ore reserves that was mapped in Moko in the 1960s, we have now estimated over 318 million tons of hematite with average grade of 65% iron in southwestern Uganda, and about 111 million tons of magnetite with average of 50% iron in eastern Uganda, with inferred resources of over 1 billion tons of iron ore. That positions Uganda as a key player in the region steel industry. Following the signing of the agreement, the ministry issued DEVIC 4 exploration licenses from Rwanda, from Kisoro, and from Kabale districts. The company commenced exploration works to quantify additional resources that can support the operation of the steel plant. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the people of Kigezi region, and I'm made to understand that they are represented here. I want to thank you so much for having captured the vision of Uganda in as far as exploitation of these mineral ores are concerned. Thank you so much. Let me also caution those who think that you will hold on licenses which are non-compliant, that gone are days when people used to hold licenses for 20 years. I now cancel them to give them to more serious investors like DEVIC so that the country can benefit. In fulfillment of the government's policy on value addition, we are glad that DEVIC has secured land rights here in Tororo for the construction of the iron steel plant, which will have a capacity of 600,000 tons of steel annually, and the plant will process raw iron ore into pig iron with up to 94.99% purity, and further into steel billets and various steel products. The billets will be the raw materials for manufacturing steel bars, wire products, coils, plates, angle bars, and many other finished steel products within the country. This partnership reflects Uganda's vision of industrial transformation of adding value to our national resources, creating employment for our youth, and strengthening our manufacturing base. Once operational, this will be the third iron and steel plant in Uganda, alongside Tembo's integrated plant in Iganga and Abyssinia's plant in Jinja. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development remains fully committed to support Devik Steel Mills Uganda Limited and the National Cement Company in the implementation of the Mineral Development Agreement, and has supported the company in acquisition of prerequisite licenses, permits, and sensitization of local leaders and communities in areas where exploration has commenced. The goal is to ensure that this project delivers tangible benefits for the region. And I would like to thank the chairman, Mr. Guru, for the success and the commitment that you have displayed here before all of us. We have high hopes in you. Our support is assured. Your Excellency, to support the development of the mineral sector and growth of the economy, the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, working with other relevant government bodies, has committed to the undertaking of the following interventions. 1, to provide necessary assistance to private sector by enabling them access baseline geological and mineral data. To also enhance infrastructure access, such as electricity, roads, and water necessary for mining projects. We will continue to carry out and disseminate geological and geochemical and geophysical surveys to acquire more information on Uganda's mineral resources. The actions will continue to provide a basis for such interventions. We will enhance national participation in the development of the mineral sector through Uganda National Mining Company that shall take 15% equity stake on the strategic projects. We will also strengthen the legal and regulatory framework, as well as the human and institutional capacity to monitor such projects. Your Excellency, Uganda has done well in making sure that we have the regulations and the critical legal regime that is acquired internationally. And we are receiving delegations that come here to benchmark. 2 days ago, we had the organization of the African Geological Survey holding their 17th annual general meeting for the first time in East Africa, taking place here in Uganda. Then a day after that, we had the Polish-Uganda Mining Conference, where we were enhancing our relationship with Poland. And I want to thank you for the guidance as the chair of cabinet, and I want to thank my cabinet colleagues and parliament for the support. I wish to commend Devik Steel Mills under the leadership of the chairman, Mr. Nandera Guru, for choosing Uganda as an investment destination. I thank my technical team, led by Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, for the support that you have rendered to the company, and to all stakeholders, local leaders, and the communities. Thank you so much for making this vision a reality. And as I conclude, Your Excellencies, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to our President, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for your visionary leadership, and to your counterpart, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, for the continued partnerships and support. As I conclude, just to remind you that in April last year, you commissioned the steel milling plant, the steel smelting plant in Ruti in Imbarara. That was 2024. In August this year, 2025, you were in Busia to commission the Wagagai mining, a mining which has seen $250 million US being invested. We are here today in November witnessing groundbreaking of a steel and iron plant, which is going to serve the entire region. Ugandans, these gains must be protected. I wish to end here by wishing you journey mercies, and I take this opportunity to invite my colleague, my senior Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, who is wearing bigger shoes than myself, to come and invite you, Your Excellency. Thank you so much. Long live Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Long live His Excellency Dr. William Ruto. Long live East Africa. Long live Kenya. Long live Uganda. For God and my
all present, Your Excellency, President Yoweri Museveni, Your Excellency, President William Ruto, I want to welcome you to this very, very important occasion in the East African community. It's a big sign for our integration, and it's going to make a very big difference in our journey on development in this region. But without wasting time, I want to welcome our beloved. Without wasting time, I want to invite our president, our host, President Yoweri Museveni, to speak to us, and later invite our distinguished guest and friend and neighbor, President William Samoei Arap Ruto. Thank you.
Halo. Mnanisikia vizuri? His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, the President of our brother Republic of Kenya, and your delegation, all the other leaders who are here from Uganda, na nyinyi wote Waganda ambao wako hapa, na wasalimia yoga akilenyo. Your Excellency, we are very happy to receive you here today. As you can see, the Ugandans are very, very happy to receive you here. And His Excellency, by some accident or design, he came with something yellow, putting on something yellow. We are very happy with the attire. The people of Kenya and the people of Uganda, people of East Africa, are one people. But I would say more, Let me first invite His Excellency to address you, then I will say something at the end. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Your Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda. Dr. Narendra Raval Guru, Chairman of Devki Group of Companies. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our brothers and sisters, the great people of Uganda, hamjambo. Yoga osi kere. Ingarete osi. Emuria koliae. It is my singular honor to preside over the launch, together with my elder brother, President Museveni, on the launch of the vertical integrated steel industry project here in Tororo, eastern Uganda. We convene here not just to convene a factory or commission a factory, but we usher in a new, audacious chapter in Africa's industrialization ambition. This project is the outcome of visionary leadership, daring entrepreneurship, and enduring partnership between the private sector and our two governments. It reflects a collective commitment to sustainable development, regional integration, and the pursuit of transformative impact for our present and future generations. Your Excellency, I take this opportunity to congratulate you on this remarkable milestone and to commend your steadfast commitment to industrialization and championing transformative investments. The testimony by the chair of Devki Group of Companies of your commitment, of your encouragement, of your foresight on the establishment of this investment is a clear testimony of your leadership in our region. Mr. President, I recall with profound appreciation the discussion we have held on this project since its inception, and most recently during your official visit to Kenya in July this year. In the spirit of our enduring friendship and brotherhood, we reaffirmed our shared commitment to bringing into fruition and to jointly presiding over its commissioning that we do here today. I equally commend my brother and friend, His Excellency Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, whose enduring advocacy for regional integration within the East African community has provided the enabling environment for projects like this one to thrive. And as Guru has said, there is a joint commitment by the government of Kenya, the government of Uganda, and Rwanda to continuously encourage investments that are transnational and that are regional, like this one. As a region and a community, we recognize that the sum of our collective strength far exceeds the power of an individual nation. It is this shared understanding that anchors our commitment to our cooperation in the East African community. Kenya's support for this project reflects its broader ambition to anchor regional industrial integration within the framework of the East African community. This commitment underpins Kenya's vision of a connected and competitive region where value addition, shared infrastructure, and coordinated industrial policies drive sustainable growth and the transformation of our region. By fostering cross-border collaboration in strategic sectors such as steel manufacturing, Kenya seeks to enhance regional sufficiency, promote intra-Africa trade, and strengthen the foundation for collective prosperity under the East Africa industrialization strategy. This project will provide jobs for our young people, build new value chains for small and medium enterprises, and create opportunities that extend far beyond Uganda's borders. Already, the Tororo facility currently employs more than 400 workers, with plans to increase workforce within the company to 20,000 by 2027 across our East African operations. Beyond direct job creation, it will open vast opportunities for companies within the East African community, particularly in transport, in energy, in construction, and service sectors through cross-border supply contracts and strategic joint ventures. I take this opportunity to express Kenya's pride in celebrating the vision and enterprise of Dr. Narendra Raval, a distinguished Kenyan industrialist and investor whose commitment, focus, and determination have been instrumental in bringing this industry to life. You remember, Mr. President, that when I introduced Dr. Guru to you, I told you that he is a man who keeps his word. I have worked with him in Kenya. He has made huge investments in our country. 2 years ago, I opened a factory in West Pokot where he had invested $400 million. I broke ground a year ago in Taita Taveta, the facility where he had invested $150 million. In January, we will be launching the largest clinker facility in Kitui County in Kenya, which will also have an investment of $370 million. To say that is to tell the people of this great country that in Dr. Narendra Raval, you have a committed East African, a man who is ready to meet his or to match his word with his deed. He is one person I have told the people of Kenya, and I will tell us as East Africans, that we must first and foremost believe in ourselves. Very few people can invest the kind of investment that Raval is putting in our region. It takes a man with commitment. It takes a patriot. It takes a person who understands that this investment goes beyond profits and money. It goes to the bottom of humanity, creating opportunities for work for millions of young people, creating opportunities for enterprises, micro, small, and medium enterprises, transporters, business people working in the cement and steel industry. It supports our transformation agenda in our region. And I believe that with the kind of support that we are lending, not just Dr. Raval, but investors, indigenous investors from our region, we will get our region to move in the direction that we've always wanted. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, The steel sector in Africa has become increasingly pivotal in fueling economic progress throughout the continent, with a strong emphasis on bolstering infrastructure, advancing industrialization, and ensuring and enhancing value-added manufacturing. The industry is instrumental in shaping Africa's economic trajectory. Africa's steel market reached a volume of 39.5 million tons in 2024 and is expected to hit a projected volume of 52 million tons by 2034, driven by bolstering infrastructure and advancing industrialization. Our countries are uniquely positioned to make a considerable leap in the regional and international steel market. The journey towards harnessing our steel production capacity not only highlights our abundant mineral resources, especially in iron ore, but also reflects a shifting policy environment and investment landscape aimed at unlocking these resources. With an estimated 20 to 25 billion tons of proven and probable iron ore reserves, Sub-Saharan Africa possesses the natural resources needed not only to meet its rapidly growing domestic demand, but also to position itself as a major global exporter. The establishment of the Tororo steel industry sends a very powerful message that our countries possess both the capacity and the courage to build globally competitive industries that drive Africa's transformation. It embodies the spirit of self-reliance and innovation envisioned in the Africa Union's Agenda 2063 and advances the objectives of African three continental area by fostering regional value addition, industrial growth, and sustainable economic integration. I reiterate that we will work together, and this facility that I take a lot of pride in to participate in its launch is not just a Ugandan facility. It is an East African facility. The steel that is going to come from here, and we appreciate that God has given us resources, and Uganda happens to have the best steel or iron ore reserves. It is therefore befitting that this factory is established here, not just to serve Uganda, but to serve Kenya, East Africa, and the region at large. We currently import in Kenya close to $850 million of steel from the rest of the world. We would be very happy that that $850 million would be in our region if this factory was to supply steel to Kenya. And I am confident that that is how the future is going to look. Let me also commend you, Mr. President, for agreeing to work with us. The ministers were in Nairobi last week, and I have given them appropriate guidance on the need for Uganda and Kenya, public and private, to jointly own the Kenya Pipeline Company, the company that supplies or provides the pipeline for supply of fuel into our region. The government of Kenya will be divesting up to 65%, and I am happy that Uganda is prepared to co-invest with us, because that Kenya pipeline facility is not just a Kenyan facility. It is a regional facility. Therefore, as the government of Uganda invests in the Kenya Pipeline Company, I want to encourage Ugandans and East Africans to equally invest, because we will make shares available both to public entities, but more importantly, to citizens of our region, so that we can diversify ownership of the facilities that we have in our region. Secondly, Mr. President, let me also reiterate that the joint investment of the pipeline from Eldoret through Kampala to the border with DRC and to Rwanda is an advantage. The government of Kenya, we have given approval for our two governments to work together to co-invest in extending that line, that pipeline, so that it can serve East Africa as we jointly own that facility. And thirdly, Mr. President, in January, we will be launching the extension of the standard gauge railway from Naivasha to Kampala and onward to join the pipeline from Kampala to from Malaba to Kampala and onward to DRC. Again, that investment that we will coordinate the two governments is for us to be able to improve transport and logistics in our region so that we can be better competitive as we seek to be a region that works together. Your Excellency, I am very confident of the progress that we are making as a region. Uganda is the largest destination of goods and services. Last year, we exported close to 120 billion Kenya shillings to this great country. And the bilateral relations between Uganda and Kenya are solid. Let me assure you, Mr. President, that Kenya is going to work with Uganda and other regional partners for the prosperity of this region, to create a much more competitive region, to make sure that we extend the pipeline, to make sure that we co-invest in the pipeline, that we extend the railway. And Mr. President, next week on Friday, I will be launching the dualing of the road from Rironi near Nairobi that will come all the way to Malaba. As you know, Mr. President, today that road is getting slower as traffic increases. And therefore we have made the strategic decision to create a highway and dual that road so that we can facilitate faster movement of goods, people, and services between Kenya, Uganda, and the rest of the East African hinterland. And so I want to assure you that we are going to work together. And I know people in the journalist space, and it is good I speak about it here, tried to create an impression that Uganda had said something to the effect that they need to access the sea by all means. Let me assure the naysayers that Uganda and Kenya are brothers and sisters, and we do not have time for negative engagement. Uganda is assured of the access to the sea through Kenya, and that is why we are not only extending the pipeline, we are also extending the road And we are also extending the railway because we believe that this region needs to move as one. For those who want to engage us in negative talk, we want to tell them, please give us a break. We do not have time for negative talk. We have time for progress. We want to work together to create jobs. We want to work together to attract investment. We want to work together to do investments like the one I see here today, the ones we are doing in Kenya and doing in the rest of this region. We want to connect this region so that we can share prosperity, because poverty cannot be shared. I reiterate Kenya's readiness to continue working hand in hand with Uganda, Rwanda, and all our East African partners to transform today's milestone into tomorrow's prosperity. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for inviting me to participate with you in this great event. And I want to assure you of the people of Kenya's continued friendship, commitment, and working together for the progress of our region. Thank you very much. God bless you.
His Excellency President Ruto and the visiting delegation, Dr. Guru, and the other investors, all the leaders, and the people of Tororo. Africa has suffered for the last 500 years. First of all, under the attack of the slave traders and the colonialists. And when we started getting independence, which is 70 years ago, with Ghana, Sudan, we can say that Africa has been betrayed in these 70 years. It is very important for all the leaders to audit and see what's happening. Just now, I asked my staff here to check on the internet, which you can all do. What is the size of the GDP of the whole of Africa? My girl here checked on the internet. It is $2.8 trillion. The whole of Africa. What is the size of the GDP of USA? 30 trillion. The United States is a quarter of the land area of Africa, and their population is 1/5. But you here, our wealth, 2.8 trillion, America's wealth, 30 trillion. That's more than 10 times bigger. Now, this is what we saw when we were part of the student movement in the 1960s. And we told leaders at that time what I'm telling you today. And we had to go through many phases, fighting and so on. So when eventually we came into government, we put out the 10 points program of the NRM. And point number 5 was pointing to what is the cause of this stagnation of Africa. The cause is the hemorrhage of development energies from Africa to other parts of the world. Especially, initially the export of slaves, because initially slaves were being exported, labor, free labor was being exported. Then later on, now raw materials. So what we are doing here is not just launching a project. It is part of the liberation process of Africa. It is part of ending the betrayal, usaliti of Africa. This iron ore, the hematite, which is very pure, some years ago, not in Kabale, but another place called Kanungu, there is also the same hematite there. A group came from India, and they agreed with my local villagers there in Kanungu to export unprocessed iron ore, obtare. I was telling you, Guru, they don't have enough words in English. So I was giving him our words here. Obtare. Obtare is the word for iron ore. So those fellows had agreed with an Indian company to sell obtare to India. And then when I called them, how much are you going to get? $47 a ton. And how much would this Indian get? That time it was like $900 a ton. And then all the jobs would go. You would lose money, you would lose jobs. So what we are doing here is extending what I have done in the whole sector of minerals. I have banned the export of unprocessed minerals, all of them. Let them stay in the ground. If the present generation are asleep, kama watu wale wamelala, labda huko mbele wengine watakuja ambao wako na macho ya kuona. So I want to congratulate Dr. Guru for helping us to fulfill our vision of adding value to this butare. Mpigie makofi. Congratulate His Excellency President Ruto for encouraging Mr. Guru to come here. Now you have heard the implications of this project. Uganda is now squandering $500 million per year to export flat sheets and the other metals from which we make mabati and make mitayimbwa. Mitayimbwa, Wakenya wanaita mitayimbwa chuma. Chuma. But here, chuma is general word for steel, for metal. But for the steel bars, we can lend you a word called mitayimbwa. That's what we mean by steel bars. I have already told Mr. Guru. So, these raw materials for those intermediate products for Mabati and from Taimbwa are taking much of the money. The other specialized steel, like the one of the railway and the dams, that one we may not go for because we need to be sure about the demand. But for the Mabati and for the Mtaimbwa, we must support Mr. Guru to produce them here, so that, because that's the biggest money that is going, the 500 million. And I hear that East Africa spends 5 billion on steel products, steel imports. You have heard that Kenya spends $800 million. That's what the president told you. So this is really squandering of Africa's resources. That's why you see the GDP is stunted, 2.8 trillion. That's more or less like the GDP of one small country like UK. If you see the GDP of UK is maybe about that. But here we are, 1.5 billion people, with presidents, prime ministers, ministers, all sorts of excellencies, but with 2.8 trillion for the whole continent, when the USA has got a GDP of 30 trillion. This is really shameful. So I'm very glad that we are here. You are all part of the liberation process. I want to thank you, Mr. Guru. Thank you very much. And I want to thank you, who makes you do things. And I want to thank His Excellency na Wakenya wote kwa kutuunga mkono kwa hatua hii. Now I'm glad Mr. Guru is going to start another facility in Kaware now for upgrading the iron ore, which is low grade, to the high grade, which will create jobs for 1,600 people. Now, regarding the job distribution, I want to advise Guru to be a bit, to broaden a bit, because the people of Kaware and you, the Bateso, be careful. Don't push things too far. You may cause us a problem. Because the Bachiga are saying we must follow our iron ore and get the jobs over there. Because the factory is supposed to be in the area, but we put it here, far away from the raw material, because of other economic factors. So when it comes to job distribution, please remember the Kaware people. You should sit down, we should sit and talk carefully. Don't run around too much with the Bateso. Be careful. You can cause us a problem. Especially the Kaware group needs to be accommodated. Now, this man, Guru, these Indians are also very religious people. This is what I normally tell my Christians, my wife and my daughters, who are very strong Christians. I say, you people, be careful. Don't think you are the only people of God. These Indians, I don't know what God they believe in, but what they do is what God likes. Because what Guru does here, I've got another boy called something. That boy is doing very good things. The investments, the corporate social responsibility, you see they are doing the work of God. As me, I am a Christian, a real one, not just talking. But I am not narrow-minded to only look at my life. But Jesus judged the people by what they did. We shall know them by their fruits. not just their words. So these Indians, I'm told Guru is like a reverend or something like that. Are you a bishop or what? He's a priest. He's a reverend Narendra. They are doing a good job, not only in this area, but also in other activities. Now I will support the railway siding to come to the factory. I will support it for sure. And I tell now the Deputy Prime Minister who is here, Rebecca Kadaga, to take it up straight away, how to bring a railway siding to the factory so that the items go from the factory to the railway and go to different parts. Now, what you Africans need to know is the power of the pocket, the purchasing power. You can imagine the money we are giving to foreigners. $500 million a year from Uganda to foreigners. This is a lot of support for them. Kenya, you have had $800 million. This is a lot of support. So if that money remains in our pocket, instead of giving it to others, we shall be much better off. So nobody should tell you that we don't have power. We have power, but we don't use it. The power of the pocket, purchasing power, is power. We have been buying Japanese vehicles ever since 1962, when we got independence. I started seeing Japanese vehicles here. Previously, we were using British vehicles. But with independence, we started getting Japanese vehicles. And by the time we came from fighting Yamin, Japanese vehicles had taken over from the British and the German. So I talked to the Japanese, can you come and assemble your vehicles in Uganda? They were not interested. But now, we are making our own vehicles. Do you have them on the screen? You can show them. If you have them. The Chira motors. You don't have it. But we are making our own vehicles, electric vehicles, buses, other types, from beginning to end. So the Japanese now came and say, I want to assemble. I said, no, sorry, too late. I can't allow you. You lost your chance. Because assembling means you bring the same vehicle, knock down, and you just put it together here. The only saving is like 15%. But this shows you the power of the pocket. How much has Africa been spending on Japanese vehicles since 1962, when I started seeing these vehicles coming? It is very important that Africans really wake up and know their interests. I want to salute His Excellency Ruto. He's a real Pan-Africanist. Even other leaders of Kenya, I actually find them more Pan-Africanist than many of the others. Even Mzee Moi, although sometimes we didn't agree, but when it would come to East Africa, he would be very, very East African. Mzee Moi, Mzee Kibaki, His Excellency Uhuru, all of them are Pan-Africanists. But His Excellency Ruto, Pan-Africanist and also active in terms of implementation. So we are very lucky to have him in charge of Kenya. And we are now, you can see the fruits now. Because this is the one who was encouraging Mr. Guru. Yes, Mr. Guru is private sector, but His Excellency Ruto was encouraging him. So we are going to move very far. You have heard what he has said about the pipeline. These roads, the transport system, is now irrational. We need to rationalize it. Why is it irrational? Barabara, the road, they are small cars. They are railways carrying cargo. They are petrol tankers carrying petrol, all on the road. So we need to disaggregate, separate. Fuel pipeline, toka kwa barabara. You go through the pipeline. Mizigo, gari moshi. Mizigo mikubwa. The train. Barabara, light, cargo, and passenger. And you heard what he was saying about also the dual carriaging the roads instead of just two lanes. So I'm very happy with what His Excellency is doing on the pipeline. I thank him and congratulate him. We are going to co-invest in that one together, all the way up to the Congo border, so that we take. And then these people who steal fuel from vehicles, they will not have chance to steal because it is in the pipeline. Now, Garimoshi, the standard gauge railway. That one I want to congratulate him, moving from Naivasha to the border now. And we are already working here. So we are going to go up to Kampala, from Kampala to Bwera, Kasese, then to Rwanda, then South Sudan. So the future, what is happening here shows you that the future is very bright. Ebirungi ebisingawo binateera okutuuka. The goods are coming on the stream. So I want to thank His Excellency President Ruto. I want to thank Dr. Guru, and he's going to bring more investments. Now, regarding my people of Tororo, we have been disturbing Mr. Guru with the issue of land. This land is government land. You know, it was IATRO, East African Trypanosomiasis Research. Then, when we created the cultural institutions, some people say that the cultural institution came in, although we need to sort that one out. Because normally what I return to the cultural institutions were administrative centers, but not government research centers and so on. That one. So, but whatever it is, that's our internal matter. I actually want to refund Guru's money, the one he gave to some people. Some of my people here got money from Mr. Guru, and then now they are fighting over it. The one who got it, not the right one. This should be a matter between the government and the people. What the investor wants is free land for investment, not to engage in having quarrels with local groups. So stop going to Guru to ask for money. Come to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is there, the Deputy Prime Minister. We shall handle the issue of the land. I have handled it with the Tepeth of Moroto in Karamoja. They were disturbing our man there of cement. But the Tepeth, I paid them 40 billion shillings. Then I gave the land to the cement developer. This is the same formula here. Leave Mr. Guru alone. Don't go back there. Go to the Prime Minister. The land issue is between us, is among us, we Ugandans. What the investor wants, he has already done enough. Mutumuswara, omusajja alese sente, alese obukugu byonna yabirese. Katumagala kumutawanya ku kigambo kyetaka nakyo. Tolabawo kyewali kunani. So the man has brought money, has brought knowledge, technology. The land is ours, is our contribution. I don't want you to give it free, especially if the clan says they had come in. No problem. If you came in, how did you come in? Did you come in properly or what? But that's our internal matter. We shall sort it out. If you are to be paid, it will be us, government, to pay you. What he wants is the land. And his share, mchango wake, ni pesa na utaalamu. Ndio mchango wake. Mambo ya ardhi ya udongo ni jambo, ndio mchango wetu na sisi, bila kumsumbua. So with these few words, I want to congratulate everybody. I want to thank Mr. Guru for bringing this big money. You're going to invest how much? The man is going to invest $500 million here. But uyugwe mtawanya banange. Uyugwe mtawanya. Mutegera Oluganda. Oluganda mulumanyi. Oluganda mulumanyi. Tetuyita okuswala. Omuntu akoze ekinene ng'ekyo ate ne mutawanya munoonya busente. Mugerera government. Muve ku bagenyi abaze wano. And he has already helped us with the cement. He has got a very good track record. What he says, he does. I'm very happy with him. And I want him to bring more gurus. Are there more reverends there? Indian reverends. He's going to bring more reverends, Indian reverends. And I want to thank His Excellency Ruto for encouraging him and for being together with us. We are fully aligned with His Excellency Ruto on the issue of the Pan-African vision. With these few words, they are not so few. I thank everybody and I wish you good luck. Katonda ababeere.
Hello. May we stand up for the anthems?